Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to paint a mandala over this tote bag. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe, and let's begin. So here's my tote bag, and I just want to paint mandalas over the two pockets. The pocket on which I'm drawing grid right now, it has little bit of space, it has depth, so I have put a box inside so that area is stretched, otherwise it wouldn't be possible to paint over it. The next pocket, that is pretty flat, so I did not have to add anything inside it. As far as the grid making is concerned, I hope you have already learned how to make a basic mandala grid. If not, I have a full detailed video. There are two methods that I have explained, and you can refer that video, practice, and then make your grid. I'm using dark blue color pencil so that it will be easily washable as well as visible at the same time. So here's my grid ready. You can see that it somehow merges with the background, but also at the same time it is clearly visible. I like to use the color which is somewhat similar to the color of base product, so that it's not much offsetting. I added a waste paper inside so that my paint is not applied on the back side. For the second pocket, I did not have to do that because it already has a box inside, so that's gonna prevent the leakage. You can add any polythenes or waste clothes as well. Just make sure that it does not affect your painting process. It should be properly flat. Before painting on any of the fabric, make sure to iron it first, make it flat, and avoid having any creases. If you are afraid of spreading the colors outside the designated area, you can definitely use masking tape. If you don't have a masking tape, you can also use normal cello tapes. They also work perfectly fine. So when the grid is ready, you just have to move on with the pattern making. The number of brush that you will be using will totally depend on your design, your pattern. If you want fine lines or fine curves, you will use a smaller number, or fine brush, round brushes. But if your strokes are to be flat or you have to color a large area, then you have to choose a flat brush. Here I'm just drawing freehand. I'm not planning what to draw or paint next. You can definitely have a mandala in front of you for reference so that it is easier for you. Sometimes as a beginner, when you are painting, you do not get much patterns, ideas. So having a reference image in front of you is really helpful. Earlier I had painted on a kurti. I hope you have watched the video. If not, you can go and watch that too. I'm using Faber brushes and Fevicryl acrylic paint, that is fabric colors. They are not at all washable unless they are completely dry. So after painting, you just have to make sure that you keep the product in air or sunlight and you do not fold it. Allow it to dry properly before either using it or clicking pictures. If by chance you make a mistake while painting, make sure to wash it as soon as possible. These paints are pretty much washable when they are wet. Once they dry, they become waterproof. Let me know in the comments below what all questions do you have about this entire process, and which product or which type of clothes should I be painting on next. What do you want to learn? Just make sure to comment down and I'll try to make a video on that. You may also have to repaint some of the areas because our base color, which is black, is darker as compared to white. So at some places you might feel that black is visible or white is looking as translucent. So on those specific areas, make sure to add one more coat. This step has to be done every time your base color is darker and appears to be visible above the painted area. As a beginner, I will not recommend you starting from fabric painting itself. If you are a complete beginner, make sure you practice this art form or any other art form on paper first. Once you learn all the techniques, the basics, and you know how to practice it on paper, then you can easily paint it on different surfaces as well. Only the type of supplies and handling, some basic things differ from each surface to surface. Otherwise, the basic necessity is to have particular skills and be able to draw a mandala properly. So what I mean here is, if you do not know how to paint a mandala on paper, you will not be able to draw on bag itself. Here's the final look of the tote bag. Do let me know in the comments, did you like it or not, and I'll see you in the next video. If you love it, subscribe and share.